I want to talk about one of the most important things that I've done for my sound for the past 10 years since I learned this concept, which is playing and practicing soft. Okay, this is extremely important because in the saxophone world, we sometimes learn how to play this instrument for mezzo forte above, and we really never learn how to practice extremely soft. Even many teachers initially, they'll tell you to practice long tones and just like literally grab a note and maybe face a wall or a mirror and just, and that really does nothing for your sound. What I want to talk about today is the art of practicing ballads. You can use ballads and playing them extremely soft with no tongue and without any nuance first. So you can layer your practice and you can start layering things, but initially to be able to practice extremely soft. What's going to happen when you do that is you're going to require a lot more air, and a lot of us, we don't have good air support and airflow in the saxophone. So, I've left another video in the description where I talk specifically about airflow and how to add expression to your playing just with air. It's really, really important. But here I just want to talk about the concept of, you can actually use ballads as, I'm going to learn a new tune every week, and you can grab a new ballad every week or every 2 weeks and master the melody. Forget about the soloing grade on the ballad yet, but make sure that you understand the concept of playing that melody really, really soft. And while you do it, focus on enhancing your sound and playing with a round and warm sound. For example, I'm going to pick Body and Soul for this video. What I'm going to do here in the alto is I'm going to grab the melody, and I'm not going to add a lot to it. Maybe I'll add later, but I'm not going to add a lot of notes. The only thing I want to do is to play it very, very soft with a delicate yet round and warm sound. And a lot of students, what happens is they play soft. As soon as they play soft, their sound instantly dies off, or gets sharp, out of tune, gets lost, gets shaky and uneven, or just sounds really, really thin. And I want you to work on this, because when you play soft, you're automatically going to need more air. So if you're breathing wrong, just stop. You're going to notice right away. That's what I love about playing soft. And I've talked about this on other videos, where the magic of playing soft long tones, when you do that, you instantly feel all the tension that would otherwise happen later. You feel all the bad habits and you feel the lack of air. But if you have good air, all of a sudden, your embouchure relaxes more and you're able to get more resonance in the horn. So let's grab Body and Soul. And the only thing I want to do is, with a really, really long breath, I'm going to make sure I get all my stomach air here, everything. And what's going to happen now is I'm just going to play with no tongue, and I'm going to play the melody, just the A section. Very, very soft. So a few things happened there. I was battling because I can feel my sound getting lost. When you play that soft, it's easy to feel your sound because you get more pressure, more resistance from the horn. So you battle that by really good airflow, evenness. So don't all of a sudden get an uneven sound by playing too loud, or one note might pop more than the other. Be really careful and meticulous to actually play with an even sound first. Before you manipulate anything, you need to be able to play with a sound that is just like a straight line. Every note the same volume. If you're able to do that, you can transform your playing from there. It's crazy how we play the saxophone for years, and I've seen this on many students and players, where they're playing a phrase or a melody, and all of a sudden a few notes pop more than the other, and then it's almost like if you're speaking like this, and all of a sudden some words are louder and then others die off. You know what I mean? You work on your sound from the softest level. It's like looking at your sound with a microscope. You're going to be able to enhance your sound. So once you're able to do that, the next step is, yes, you can only with the airflow start adding dynamics by playing a few phrases a little louder than others, but only with the air. I'm not going to use tongue. Why? Because the tongue disturbs us a lot. You can later introduce it back again, but when you don't use it, you actually realize the airflow, because a lot of times our tongue is disturbing our airflow constantly. This is a we over-articulate as saxophone players, and I talk a lot about this on other videos as well, where it's something I learned from George Garçon. Just take that tongue off, remove it, practice for a little bit, playing really soft with no tongue. You're going to realize how rounder your sound's going to be able to sound and how much more air you can actually put. Then you can bring the tongue back and it's going to be with a completely different consciousness, right? So I'm going to play body and soul again, just the A section, and I'm going to move around with dynamics. Just with my air, I'm going to try to add a little takeaway. So it's like almost like right? Only with my air, no tongue. And pay attention, because what's hard about this is when you go up and then you go down in volume, usually what happens with many students is that when they go down in volume, the sound gets lost and shaky again. So make sure that you can manipulate your sound almost like if you have a dimmer. Imagine you're having a dimmer and you're controlling the expression or the velocity of the phrase with the dimmer. And then with that, you control how loud certain notes sound, but with really a good control. So this is how that would sound. So you notice the expression levels just with my airflow, the dynamics that this melody now has. And I added a few notes, but I completely did not use my tongue, barely used it at all. And I just focused on a constant airflow and going back and forth. And you can try this with any melody you're playing, like just put more air, then bring it back. The bringing back is a lot harder because we're used as saxophone players to, first of all, to spit out the sound with the tongue. And then even when we don't use it, we're already playing too loud. It's okay. Later on, you'll play loud. And in fact, your sound will sound with a lot more muscle if you practice like this. But take a moment to just practice soft. For example, right now, for me, just playing this melody at that volume, I already feel like it's more tiring, it's more demanding. It demands more of me because I need more control. Playing soft requires more control. This is the magic of playing soft. It will enhance your sound. Then you can forget about it and then play a few passes of body and soul, play a little loud. But when I started doing this, I realized the power of being able to all of a sudden play soft and sound round and don't lose my sound, and then play again louder with a much better sound. Just bring a ballad every week, every 2 weeks. Grab melodies that you like, play them slow, play them really soft. Work on it for the first 15 to 20 minutes of your practice. Make sure you don't go above mezzo piano, and it's going to transform your sound faster than ever. You're going to get more control. You're going to get just a better tone. You're going to be able to make your sound rounder and warmer. And if you release the tongue, that's when you really feel the power of the airflow. And that's the one mistake we do as saxophone players, is overuse the tongue. So I left a few videos in the description where I'm talking about mastering your airflow, expression, articulation, fingers, and a lot of more valuable stuff. So make sure to check them out. If you're not a subscriber yet and you like this video, make sure to subscribe, turn on notifications. I post a weekly video tutorial about different aspects of saxophone, arranging, composition, improvisation, and more. And if you want to really take your improvisation skills and your saxophone technique to the next level, I invite you to join my Improv Mastery Circle. This is my exclusive private community where I host my step-by-step roadmap, my online course, and we do live monthly group calls, coaching sessions, and a lot more. I left the description down below so you can go and check it out. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next video.